What's up, guys? It's Mr. Fit to Flourish. Today I wanted to talk about how I do my nightly reviews and how I make accurate predictions on TikTok every night, predicting what's going to happen pretty much the next day. So I think I'm probably one of the top analysts when it comes to stocks. Putting on the trade is a little bit different. It's a little bit harder to put on trades, especially using options, than it is to just analyze the stock. It's really easy to kind of tell, like, oh, this is what's going to happen, but it's a matter of when it's going to happen and how it's going to happen. Okay, so here are some examples of some pretty accurate predictions that I made. So on Wednesday going into Thursday, so August 14th going into August 15th, I predicted SMCI. It looked like an inverse head and shoulders on the 5-minute time frame. SMCI looked pretty bullish. It looked like we had a measured move all the way up to 619.24. And then these are the notes that I kind of take. I look at the 5-minute time frame, 2-hour time frame, the daily, and then the weekly. And I kind of look at the market and see what it's doing, but I take notes on what is going on all around. So what I said here on SMCI on Wednesday, August 14th, was it looked like we had a weak gap above the downward trend line here. We had this downward trend line, we gapped up, but then we back tested that trend line, which is pretty strong. We had a huge bottom side wick. We also held the 9 and the 20 MA, so we did a mean reversion, which is healthy price action. And we had a huge reaction off of the 549 level here. We touched it and instantly huge buying orders came in. So I was like, oh, wow, okay, so that's really good support. And we also had a nice buy up from 566.75 level here. So really good stuff. And then huge bottom side wick on the daily time frame as well, showing that buyers are stepping in. Whenever you have a huge bottom side wick, typically it shows you buyers are stepping in. Unless you're at the very, very top of a huge up move, then it's like, okay, you're getting some selling pressure. But typically it's buyers stepping in. There was hard resistance there at 582.48. So, and we hit that level 2 times. So third time is typically the charm in the stock market. So it looked like we were tightening up in terms of that move to the upside. We also had a 9 MA crossing over the 20 MA, which is pretty significant, especially on the 2-hour time frame, showing that most recent price action is the price is closing higher at a quicker rate, okay, than the last 20 bars and the last 9 bars. So it showed 566 as strong support, and then I said we have room to 612. And I get those levels by looking back at previous levels. I also use Saudi ATR levels. So let's go to a real example of how I'm going to do it. So today's Friday, August 16th. The day is over. So obviously the day's over, but you need to make sure you're reviewing the charts all the time. If you're not, and you're complaining about like, oh, I keep losing, then I don't know what to say, man. You just want money. If you want money, then get a second or third job. And I mean, like, I really don't know what to say. Like, I have a lot of videos on here. Keep practicing, keep reading. But if you just want instant money and you don't even know about options and stuff, you don't read about it, you're not putting the work in. Kobe Bryant didn't just wake up and say, I want to play basketball and become a professional. He's in the gym every day. So, like I said, seriously, if you don't like the trade, you don't like the process, that's okay. Like, you don't have to trade. You can get a couple jobs. I know when I was in school, I was like, man, I need some money, so I got a couple jobs. Right now, I don't need money, but I like to trade, so I'm trading. And you can make a lot of money trading, and I see that, so it's really cool. But the abundance mindset is what's going to get you to win. Okay, it's what's going to get you to win, and just enjoying the process. You're going to take a lot of L's when you're trading, and in the beginning, at least. And that's a learning process. L's stand for learning, not losses. And if you have FOMO, if you keep looking at other people, if you don't have any goals, you are going to take L's. I'm going to make a video on that. Anyways, here we go. So what I'm doing is I'm on the 2-hour time frame. This is NVIDIA. I really did want to do a review on NVIDIA. So I click on NVIDIA. I'm on TradingView. The indicators I use the 9, 20, 50, 100, and 200 EMA. And then I use Saudi ATR levels. ATR levels are average true ranges. They pretty much give you the predicted moves for stocks based on their daily range, the daily amount of dollars they move up and down. Okay, so it gives you an estimate. The blue line, over the blue line means longs are highly probable, Below the yellow line means shorts are highly probable. As you can see, we got below and we absolutely sold off. Now we're breaking up into this blue line, the call zone, and we are absolutely ripping up. So it's just that easy. Leave it alone. Don't make things overcomplicated. Don't ask a ton of questions like, oh, well, what if, or what if? No. Just read read the price action. I'm getting kind of tired of all the what ifs. All right, just read price action, look for evidence. All right. Anyway, so we're looking at NVIDIA here. NVIDIA was making this pretty nice move to the upside after selling off to oblivion with the rest of the market. It was at really cheap prices. Just 2 weeks ago, man. It's kind of crazy. It was at $90. It's already up 30%, which is insane. Up over 33%. Earnings is incoming on August 28th, so in about 2 weeks we have earnings. We are doing this run up. NVIDIA has a ton of key levels that I have listed. How do I get the key levels? I look for areas of consolidation. I also look for huge wicks. These huge wicks show you buy orders from institutions, especially on the 2-hour time frame. You can get a good idea of where institutions are picking stuff up. So here are where I currently have my key levels. I also was doing measured moves and stuff like that and doing some more analysis, but let's take a look. So there's this downward trend line. We're in the call zone. Let me take the ATR off to make it less. Jeez, excuse me. Let me take this ATR off to make less lines, okay? So it looks like right here we have a support to resistance flip. NVIDIA currently faced resistance there again today at 124.57-ish. Okay, how do I know? There's this huge bottom side wick, so it shows me that buyers stepped in there before, but then we all of a sudden started to sell off. We tried to break above that level and it became resistance. Okay, if we pull this out to the left, we can see more interactions there previously, and we can pretty much keep going to the left here. You can see a lot of confluence. Look at that huge bottom side wick there, top side wick there, and then it even goes out. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. Okay, so I actually didn't realize that the other day. But yeah, huge area of resistance right there on NVIDIA. Okay, huge area of resistance on NVIDIA. So that'd probably be one of the first things that I noted. I would say NVIDIA, and I would go in the call zone. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how I make these predictions, and then I literally just put it on TikTok, and they're 100% accurate all the time. It's just a matter of how you play it, honestly. And you just need to pay attention to the levels and react to the levels and evidence. So, and price action and volume. So NVIDIA is in the call zone. So high probability longs. So you want to kind of be long biased here. So look for pullbacks and then opportunities to the upside. Okay, so NVIDIA in the call zone, high probability longs, earnings. So it should see an earnings run up. Earnings run up should ensue. Nice bullish moves. Moves up. So it has these nice bullish moves up on the 2-hour time frame, and then it's holding these hold levels. So after the push is up, it holds that close. It holds the close, and that's really bullish. So anytime you get a big move up and then you hold that level, that close, that's called the hold level, it's really bullish. Excuse me. It's pretty bullish. Okay. But we did stop right at resistance. So right now we are, which moves up and is holding hold levels, which is bullish. Currently at good resistance. So it's a SR flip. So it just went from being support to now resistance. And then just kind of like keep in mind though, we are in the middle of a breakout, kind of like three simultaneous breakouts. And really the first breakout being, okay, we had this downward trend. We broke out from this trend. Diagonal trends are not as strong as horizontal trend breaks. And we did have this horizontal trend line break here. And then again, we took out this wick here. We took out this high, which is also pretty significant. Very significant. Okay, and that was a pretty tough area to get above, and that's the 120 psychological level, as well as just this area of high consolidation, point of control, and this huge sell order right here. So we got past all of that pretty nicely. And now we're just on the beginning of this move, especially running up into earnings. We can potentially see all-time highs. Okay. So our next level is going to be 126.47. So that's what I'm going to say here. I'm going to say break above 124.60 is auto 127, and then above 127. So if we break, so basically what I'm saying is if we break above this 126 like consolidation area here, the next area that we're going to get into is like, let's take a look, is going to be where we had resistance before, which is going to be like right there at that shoulder right there, really. So right around 131.87. After that, well, what's our next level? It looks like it's going to be up here around 136. And then you're like, oh, where are you getting these levels? Well, look to see where we stop. That's all you have to do. Don't go watch videos on like, oh, you need these order blocks. Man, that shit is trash. People are trying to sell courses off of that dumb stuff. It can work. Okay, it can work. But a lot of people are trying to explain it too complicated, and you're making it too complicated. When you look at order blocks, they're literally just highs and lows, areas of supply and demand. So what's going on here? Oh, we stopped right there. Why did we stop? Supply and demand. That's everything in the market is about supply and demand. It's just economics. It's when people buy and sell. When you're buying a pair of Jordans, you don't want to pay too much for it. So what is this telling me? It's telling me people were saying like, yo, Nvidia is priced too high right here. I'm not buying it anymore. I'm selling that shit. So it's coming down. Okay, it's coming down. And then what happened when we got here? Like, oh, yo, Nvidia is it's really cheap. The Jordans are cheap. Let's buy it back up. So it got bought back up. And then around this time, it's market events are happening. So don't pay too much attention to like all this extra different names and stuff of what's going on. Do learn the real Wall Street terms, but then you could really call anything tomato, tomato, potato, potato. You could call it anything you want. As long as you're able to identify patterns of what's going on in supply and demand, you'll be good. So don't focus too much on that stuff. There's a lot of traders who only who don't even use this technical analysis. Even what I'm doing, they don't use price action. They just look at key levels like, oh, we're above 116. All right, I'm buying. Or they might just look at the news and they just start buying. So technical analysis is good. Just don't overcomplicate it. All right. Anyways. All right. So break above 127. We're gonna get 131.87. Don't think about it too hard. It's just gonna come. And that's only if we break above 127. Now, these are areas of resistance. What does that mean? It's going to be kind of hard to get above. So if we don't get above it, what's going to happen? We're going to fall to the next level. So if we reject this 124.57, man, we're probably going to come back down to 116.90. 116.90. We're probably going to test this 120 psychological level first, but it's going to be kind of easy to get below that and come back to 116.90. Okay. But yeah, above 127, we will get 131. Then above 131, if we break above that, we're getting 136. Okay. How do I get these levels? Again, just look to the left on your chart. Look for areas where, oh, okay, looks like we had a hard time getting past that. Oh, you know what's funny? We had a hard time getting above it here, and then here, it looks like we stopped right there. And then you look to the left, oh, it looks like we stopped there before. We broke out there before. So a breakout happened because we broke above this resistance. Oh, we stopped right there before. Look, coming down, we stopped right there before. Oh, look where this bar closed right there before. Look where we broke above and then we sat right on top of. So it's really, really easy to find these key levels. Just look where the lines interact with a lot, okay? So it's sitting on top here. Huge wicks will be the giveaway. That's where institutional orders, big orders come in, and price reacts violently to those levels. Okay, so on NVIDIA, that is my analysis for next week. It looks pretty bullish. Actually, let me go to the daily time frame, because I also go to the daily. This is it usually is a lot longer, but I'm trying to make this video pretty short. It's already pretty long. But again, so here we go. NVIDIA broke from this downward trend line, moving to the upside on the daily. Have a ton of levels that we just ripped past. Then again, the next level is going to be 126.47. We break above that. We have a pretty nice smooth move to 131.87, and then after that 136.07, and then potentially all-time highs. And we're running up into earnings. However, if we reject here, like I said, we can come back down to 120 and then 116.90. Okay, 120 and then 116.90. But if you look on the daily time frame, an additional piece of evidence that we're going to be moving up that I really like is the 20 just crossed the 50 and the 9 just crossed the 20. The 9 crossing the 20 is pretty significant in terms of upside momentum. 9MA just crossed 20 MA on the daily TF. So I always look for a 920 crossover on the 2-hour and the daily when I'm looking for overall where is this stock going to be going in the next couple days. 920 crossovers are really significant. Really significant. If you look for the downside here, 920 crossover, for a very long time we stayed in that downward trend. It tells you most recently what's going to happen. But look, in this 920 crossover to the upside, boom, we cross over and we do not come down for a very long time. This happens all the time. We get huge moves. And what's my 9? My 9 is the pink line. The 20 is the yellow line. Okay. So when the pink line crosses above the yellow, huge move to the upside, and it just stays like that until proven otherwise, which is a cross down. When we get that cross down, then it stays like that until a market event occurs, and now boom, we're moving back to the upside. So it's going to stay like this for a long time. It's probably going to stay like that at least until earnings. We're probably going to get that ridiculous run up. These are very bullish bars on the daily time frame as well. Huge bottom side wick here, holding on to that 116 level, and then a nice massive move, break above this bear bar here, above these wicks. Now we just need to take out these wicks and come up into this area of consolidation here. We break above 126. It's going to be night NVIDIA. This thing is flying. Okay, nice bullish bars on the daily time frame. Like I said, we just need to get past this top side wick here, right around 124.50 on the daily time frame. But yeah, that's my analysis. I think we're going to be flying. So NVIDIA is in the call zone on the Saudi ATR. We should see an earnings run up into earnings August 28th. Today is August 16th. It's holding these levels pretty nicely. We have a 9MA, 20MA crossover on the daily time frame. The 20 also crossed the 50. So now all of our MAs are back in the correct order. I also like to look at the volume RSI. We're getting a lot of momentum on the volume RSI here. We're above 50 now. Very good. And then I said, look, we get above 127, we're going to see 131, and then above 131, we'll see 136. Those are areas of resistance. We can always go up and reject off of those levels and come back down to our other key levels, the lower key levels. But those are accurate levels. 124 here. All right. And then right now we're currently at a SR flip, a support to resistance flip. We just need to break above. But yeah, like I said, we're holding all these levels, very, very bullish bars. We're currently in not only this downward breakout, but also a breakout above. We just started the breakout above this topside wick. So it looks very, very bullish. And the last thing I like to do is I'll take a look to see if there's any news. Yeah. No news today really on Nvidia, but again, just keep in mind it is trending. Why? We're coming into this earnings run up, and also just came from this super duper low, already up over 33%. Absolutely insane. So just keep an eye on Nvidia. But this is not an Nvidia like video. This is just showing you how I do my reviews. So hopefully that helps someone out there. I know people wanted to see, hey, how do you make these predictions? It's just like that. I go to the 2-hour time frame, 5-minute time frame. I'll look at it too, but 2-hour and daily, and then I look at the weekly if I need to. But that 2-hour and daily was enough, and you could see the key levels really well on the 2-hour time frame. So this is a pretty long video. Hopefully it helps you. Have a wonderful day. Good morning, welcome to the Fit to Flourish podcast. Let's talk wellness, finance, and growth.